1979. A new era at Downing Street as Maggie Thatcher sweeps to power. On the football front, it's the Liverpool dynasty that everyone's looking to topple. Man United are looking dangerous, and Cloughie is preparing to conquer Europe, as her indoors at number 10 surely would have wanted. So stand by for a great end to the decade. The season got off to an embarrassing start for Ron Greenwood and his England team, as Mrs. Thatcher misunderstood her invitation to lead the nation into battle with Europe. Fortunately, the Iron Lady soon got the message and settled for some personal attention from Kevin Keegan and Emlyn Hughes. And that's the closest old Emlyn ever got to scoring for England. Meanwhile, Nottingham Forest returned as European champions. £1 million man Trevor Francis scoring the cup win.
Robertson, the first time we've seen them attack them, and there's Francis! And Trevor Francis, the £1 million man, puts his name on the score sheet and returns a great deal of the cheque.
So Forest were crowned as kings of Europe, but Francis still couldn't expect any star treatment from Cloughie.
Young man, to be the best in anything, but to be the best among what you've seen there, it's got to be very special. Get your hands out your pockets.
To add insult to injury, Brian Clough suspended his star striker's wages when Francis returned injured from a summer stint playing in the States. The new season opened with the traditional Charity Shield curtain raiser, with champions Liverpool facing cup winners Arsenal.
Arsenal led out by their captain Pat Rice, while Liverpool are led out nearest the camera by Phil Thompson. Here come Liverpool with McDermott. Oh, I say, that's a terrific goal. Pat Jennings could do nothing about it. Now Arsenal can break here with Ricks, can they? Not much support up front, only Sunderland, and he was beaten by Hansen, who comes all the way and finds Dalglish, who's onside. And that is absolutely outstanding finishing by the footballer of the year. Arsenal, let it be said, are going to have to produce something quite out of the ordinary now. They're going to get this match back out of Liverpool's grasp, because Liverpool are doing everything right. Johnson. Dalglish. Oh, it's got to McDermott. It's 3.
Manchester United opened the season with new signing Ray Wilkins in the lineup at Aston Villa.
Oh, lovely header by McCarry. Appeal for handball. The referee looks at his linesman and play continues. Koppel coming across to the near post. Jordan on the bar. Here's Lou McCarry, and it got through. And Jordan, and finally Koppel. And Thomas makes it 2. Here's Grimes. 3 players left of him for United, now 4. Oh, and he's got it! Well, they'll celebrate that for some time.
Meanwhile, back in Manchester, new City boss Malcolm Allison was being haunted by his earlier claims.
I would stop all transfers till 1981 and give the country time to sort itself out from this ridiculous transfer market we got.
Just 2 years after his public outburst, Big Mal himself joined the transfer madness, paying $250,000 for untried Steve McKenzie and a record $1.5 million for Steve Daly from Wolves, as City splashed out.
Cigars, though, didn't seem to be on the main road economy list to pay his fee. But hasn't the time come for football to call a halt to such huge deals?
Possibly, yes. But nobody will go to the wall because only clubs that can afford to spend big money will spend big money.
Peter Swell said to me, "You get on with the football." He said, "I'm a financial genius." So I said, "OK."
Making way for the new arrivals, Allison discarded a generation of young City players who had grown up with the club. Among them, Gary Owen, Asa Hartford and Peter Barnes.
I said, no, I don't want to go. I've got 2 years of my contract left anyway. that's history now, but I eventually went to West Brom and followed Gary Owen. But it was a big shock because we thought we were part of the future of the club. And once I'd seen Dave Watson leaving and Asa Hartford and Brian Kidd and Gary Owen, I thought there's no future here for me.
An early chance for some Owen back as West Brom new boys Owen and Barnes face their old team at the Hawthorns.
Again, good running by Alistair Brown. Can he make it pay this time? Yes, he can. One ball cut the defence to ribbons. Living very dangerously. Here's Owen, and that's two. Goal given away by defender Carrying, and the obvious delight for Gary Owen, scoring against the club who let him go. Good flick, and it's in! Man at the back who got it. Robson this time without any doubt.
Meanwhile, Bobby Robson's Ipswich Town had started well. Southampton the visitors to Portman Road.
Mariner's got options to his right, Burley again. Brazil. It's Gates. That's a superb goal by Eric Gates. This is Mirren now. Mills was ready again, the sign of a good pro. Quick to atone for his own mistake. Brazil. Fine run. Brilliant run by Brazil. And Brazil makes it 3.
Well, now to reveal the subject that's provoked a lot of gentlemen and even more ladies to write pleading letters to the programme in recent weeks. It's simply this. We do want to be fair. Is there anybody out there who likes it? Good night.
The new Match of the Day theme didn't last long, however, and the traditional theme music was reinstated as Match of the Day visited Old Trafford to see Man United take on free-scoring Ipswich.
McIlroy. Macari ran into Tyson, then McIlroy's cross. Grimes!
More doom and gloom for Manchester City as a Kenny Dalglish double keeps Liverpool on course.
Ray Kennedy, Dalglish. It's there. Ray Kennedy's head. Gets it. And Dalglish. There it is. Well, that was just easy.
Late October and United are top, with Forest and Liverpool heading the pack.
Was a time I wanted you for mine.
Gray emerged onto the pitch to a standing and noisy ovation as he arrived to sign himself and his club into football history.
Andy Gray joined former Liverpool skipper Emlyn Hughes in the Wolves lineup, as Hughes prepared to face his old team back at Anfield.
Went back to Anfield thinking, well, this is my stage now, you know. I'm going to show them they should never have let me go, you know. I'm really going to show them this. I had a nightmare.
Hansen. Width either side, and Kennedy ghosting into an empty space. Mistake by Hughes, gave it to Dalglish, and it's the opening goal. Dalglish celebrates, but a tragic start for Emlyn Hughes. Neil. Johnson, first time to McDermott, Dalglish, and that's two. Neil, Johnson, McDermott, Dalglish, go. It was as simple as that. Case tracing, if he can put it in the middle, Dalglish is unmarked. So is Johnson. And Ray Kennedy puts it in. And that was ridiculous.
So I suppose really I got nervous for the first time and came off, you know, and I thought, well, thank goodness we don't have to go back there till next year.
Looking to keep up with Liverpool, United travelled to struggling City in the Manchester derby.
That was Ranson. Oh, that was misjudged slightly by Buchan. That's a nice early ball. Dana! Almost there. Henry! Tony Henry! And City take the lead. And again, City win the ball. They've been winning it so much more in the second half than they did in the first. That's perhaps the difference. They've had more possession. Daly running into his man and still getting up. Oh, good ball, Bennett. Robinson to his left, number 9. Good try! Oh, that's a goal to grace any derby match. Mick Robinson.
United and Liverpool are still neck and neck at the top, with Crystal Palace now up into third. There's a festive mood at Wembley as England celebrate European Championship qualification by blooding Newcap's Glenn Hoddle and Norwich City's Kevin Reeves.
The side tonight led by Phil Thompson, standing in for Kevin Keegan, who has had to return to Hamburg, including 2 new caps. There's one of them, Glenn Hoddle, followed by the other, Kevin Reeves. Glenn Hoddle, the most naturally gifted of a crop of youngsters of quality. Watson already in his accustomed position. Francis occupying the near post. Reeves a little bit further over. There's Watson on the corner of the picture. And here's Hoddle. Teasing chip. And it's found, it's goal. Wilkins. Francis, and here's Hoddle. Well, you won't believe this, but he said to me before the match, it could be I'll get one. What a delight for Glenn Hoddle. And what confidence for that one. Spooned up with the side of the foot into the roof. Well, we're seeing the start of a man who's going to be a very big name during the 80s.
People might pinch your caps and your medals and whatever, but your memory, hopefully, please God, stays with you. And that is a memory that will stay with any player when they play for their country. But to be able to score and, you know, what was a very, very nice goal, I can, you know, still see it now.
The goal rush continues at Anfield. Middlesbrough, the latest lambs to the slaughter.
This is McDermott, that's very nice. Oh, and what a delightful goal by a man having a quite delightful season, Terry McDermott. Here's Phil Neal up from the back as well, and Hansen goes for the return, and he's through, and he checked, and he scored. Alan Hansen's first goal of the season, and what a beauty. Johnson running well up front. Oh, that's a superb ball to find in by McDermott, and Johnson could be in here, and he is. Johnson on the right, recovered from that injury. Beats one man, goes past 2, that's pulled back for Dalglish. Blocked by Ashcroft. Ray Kennedy with the right foot. Oh, and he's buried it in the corner. Ray Kennedy, the scorer.
By Christmas, Liverpool had opened up a 2-point lead at the top, with United now joined by Southampton and Arsenal. Disaster struck for Spurs against Man United in the FA Cup as goalkeeper Alexic was stretchered off, and the hunt is on for a replacement.
And it looks like Glenn Hoddle who's going in goal, which is a measure of the size of this disaster for Spurs. Glenn Hoddle, the talented midfield and forward player.
I was probably a bit naive at the time, but I said, well, I've played in goal in the park before. And that was it, the gloves were given me, and I thought, what have I got myself into?
0-0 after 90 minutes. The match went into extra time.
Pratt. Armstrong's header, Bailey's punch. 3 minutes to go. Leading for Spurs. No score in the match so far. Number 7, Ardiles. It's there! The Argentinian has done it. Glenn Hoddle comes sprinting out of the goal, having been in there for
There's bad blood between Liverpool and Forest in the League Cup, as a controversial late penalty decision gives Forest victory.
He might find Birtles, but Hansen was in. Oh, penalty is it? It is! A penalty. Birtles was brought down. What a dramatic finish. A penalty to Nottingham Forest. The linesman flagged, he was certain. And it's gone the same way again, and Clements knew all about it, and the shot was still good enough to beat him. And John Robertson, the Forest penalty king, has given Forest the lead that they never looked like getting. Look at the players going towards Rob Chalice. Liverpool players are chasing into the dressing room, unhappy about the decision. You can see the argument still going on. Phil Thompson furious, and somehow or other Shilton kept Forest in it, and they scored with a last-minute penalty.
They're a difficult team to beat. That's an understatement, but as far as football goes, they could never hope to compete with us. I think if you ask their players that, they'll agree with me.
They were the measure for me of what everybody should be trying to achieve. And God, when I playing there, I never looked forward to playing against them. I always knew we were never going to get a kick.
4 days later in the FA Cup fourth round, the blood is still boiling.
And Johnson has also lost both boots. He just jumped right out of his boots. I suspect the reason was that big Larry Lloyd, between 15 and 16 stone solid, was standing on him. McGovern, handball, play waved on. Case. Oh, a wild swing by Frank Gray. And McGovern in to sort things out. He's hardly big enough to do that. And being calmed down by Liverpool players. That's McDermott. Neil. And it was down and put straight in by Kenny Dalglish. And Shilton acknowledging that he was at fault there. Well jumped by Hansen. Now Dalglish. Number 11, Souness, the three Scotsmen combining. Case for Liverpool. McDermott in close support. And going through the middle, Dalglish. Number 7. Off. Was that hands? And the flag's got up. It's a penalty. The defender fell. Needham handled the ball when he was on the ground, and McDermott gets the chance to test Shilton from the spot. No hope, sent the wrong way, and so McDermott makes it 2-0 for Liverpool.
There are cries of foul from FAHQ as Liverpool and Forest add to the list of persistent offenders.
Well, we use terms, you see, that I don't think really the public understand. We talk about terms about hanging your foot in there and going over the top. A standard, but nobody really understands them or how they happen.
These two experienced footballers have agreed to demonstrate some of the intentional and dangerous fouls one sees in club football today. Their identity is concealed to protect them from possible FA charges of bringing the game into disrepute. This is the very effective and popular going over the top. Watch again. The defender ostensibly kicks at the ball, but in fact he aims his boot just above the ball and intentionally collects the attacker's shin or knee on his boot.
Rioch, the culprit. The referee obviously feeling that he played over the top of the ball.
I think the first person to do this and actually make it stand up in a court of law, then you will get a different attitude from these players. They will start to think, you know, if I do this, am I going to lose everything I've earned out of football? And then it'll be better for the game.
I believe it's a physical sport where the strong man has a place to pay as well as the skillful man. The skilled man will only be good and his game will only improve if it's made difficult for him. Make it easy for good players to play. No way. The game would lose its appeal straight away. Our game is a physical game.
Now soccer, and we've just heard that Tottenham fans have been drawn against Chelsea fans in next week's semi-final on the Bakerloo line.
Malcolm Allison's misery continues as City suffer a humiliating cup defeat at Halifax and continue to struggle in the league, with the men Big Mal sold from City now coming back to haunt him.
Mike Channon scores against his former club. And there's Watson still there. It's there. He did well.
Even future manager Alan Ball was in on the act.
He likes that.
Oh, missed Barnes against his old club. Knocked it back in. Here's Barnes. And Barnes has made it 3-1 and has scored twice on his old hunting ground.
Big Mal's return to Main Road had proved a disaster, and later that year, he was on his way.
I remember saying to Peter Suarez, well, I'm going, and he didn't like it, you know. And I couldn't believe, you know, he sort of went, oh, all right, like, you know, he didn't like it. Actually, I didn't like him.
The match of the season came at Carrow Road as Norwich welcomed table-toppers Liverpool.
Dermot, the player on the near post. Got the back at that time. There's Peters! So easy! Fairclough wide to the right. That's nice into Sammy Lee, who returns the compliment well. Chance here for Fairclough, and it's in! Hansen has taken over. Oh, he saw the gap too, beautifully. Saw a lovely dummy. And Fairclough puts it in! Marvellous goal from David Fairclough, but this is the man who deserves the greater part of the credit. That's a good ball. Round the Bond. Fashanu and Hansen. Mendham. Padden. Reeves! All in the air until it came down to the foot of Reeves. Neil. That's nicely back by Ray Kennedy to Dalglish. McDermott far post, Fairclough taking the same ground, now coming near and scores! And that's a hat-trick for David Fairclough. Ryan, Fashanu. Oh, what a goal! Oh, that's a magnificent goal! Didn't seem to be the room between Ray Clements' hand and the post as the crowd applaud. Surely one of the best goals I've seen at Carrow Road this season. Really sweet turn by the tall man and curling high up just away from Ray Clements' hand and just inside his far right hand post for 3-3. Case. Dalglish in the box in the middle. Here is McDermott. And there's Dalglish! McDermott found by Neil. And John Bond saying everything for Norwich in that expression. And Case allowed to go on and scores. Good decision by the referee, allowing him to continue.
Justin, on behalf of Match of the Day, it's my very great pleasure to present you with this marvellous silver salver for scoring the goal of the season.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Fashanu. Oh, what a goal! Oh, that's a magnificent goal!
Betty and husband Alfred are mum and dad to Justin and his younger brother John, who also plays for Norwich.
Yeah, John. Show it to the younger brother.
A little bit special, that's what. Okay.
What do you think people like yourself and Regis bring to the traditional number 9 role, the striker's role?
Well, I think we bring a little bit of colour to it.
One of the most interesting developments in modern football has been the astonishing emergence of black players in the English leagues. The children of black people who came to this country in the 50s and 60s have been brought up on football in the schools, and they're now providing some very gifted players indeed.
collective skills of the All Blacks proved too much on the night. Cunningham opened the scoring, a neat shot from 20 yards.
We were getting a lot of stick from the crowd back then, bananas and chanting, not just one or two, but thousands, the whole maybe Shed End, the Millwall supporters and the Leeds supporters and Newcastle. But we should turn that negative into a positive and go out there and play football and try and win the game and say, well, this is how we can answer it.
Meanwhile, in the 6th round of the FA Cup, Liverpool and Spurs meet at White Hart Lane.
Liverpool's turn to look menacing. Johnson, Case, Phil Neal, Yorath, Ardiles. Oh dear, McDermott. What a strike! Oh! McDermott has done it again! Another magnificent goal from the man who could well be one of the footballers of the year. And it took Barry Daines of Tottenham by surprise. But what can you do with a shot like that? Ardiles just played the ball a little bit short when he was defending. And when it came to McDermott, he let one fly. And fly it did.
Somebody told me that before the season started, you and Graham Souness had a bet about who was going to score the most goals.
Yeah, actually after the match in the dressing room, he come straight over to me before he got changed and said, "There's your 25 quid." So I'm 25 quid the richer tonight.
In sunny Sussex by the sea, Brighton and Hove Albion were enjoying their first season in the top flight, and not doing badly either. Back in November, they had become the first side to win a league game at Nottingham Forest for almost 3 years.
And Ryan, and he scores!
Now Forest are looking for retribution in the return match at Brighton.
Here's O'Sullivan. Ward. Williams. Good effort. Oh, Gary Williams. 25 yards out, 4 minutes from the end. And have Brighton done the double over Forest now, I wonder?
I wasn't too happy with the atmosphere in the dressing room after the match, because it was a little bit flippant, and the atmosphere wasn't as bad as it should have been, having been beaten away from home to a side that shouldn't have lived with us.
Cloughy is looking for consolation in the League Cup final against Wolves. Whilst Forest trainer Ronnie Fenton led out the team and Brian Clough made his way to the bench, the referee had a strange request for Wolves skipper Emlyn Hughes.
Emlyn, he said, it's my last game on the league list today, you know. He said, it'd be an honour if you'd given me a shirt after the end of the game, you know. I said, it'd be an honour for me to give you my shirt, sir. I said, not only will I do that, I'll get all the lads to sign it, you know, you can keep it as a memento. And he said, thank you very much, Emlyn. He said, I do appreciate that. So I've gone straight over to the manager, John Barwell. I said, there's no way we can lose this. I said, he's asked me for my shirt. He's not going to give any decisions against me, is he?
Now Gray. A little touch by Birtles. Doesn't find Robertson. Daniel playing it towards Andy Gray. Could be interesting. And this is the goal. Andy Gray has scored it. Needham and Chilton got in a terrible mix. And Andy Gray has the simplest of jobs to put Wolves into the lead. And Emlyn Hughes, a winner so often with Liverpool, now with that beautiful broad smile, is a winner with Wolverhampton. Wolves are back in business.
I loved my 2 years at Wolves. Anything you did at Wolves, you know, if you won a game, you were a hero, you know. Ooh, what a great result, you know, you've won. You didn't think you'd win today, you know, where you were expected to win at Liverpool.
Back in the league, it was crunch time as second-place Man United welcomed leaders Liverpool to Old Trafford.
And McQueen has slipped and Dalglish has a clear run at goal and he scored.
Gordon. Bopple. And Alan Kennedy is in trouble. In comes Thomas. Clements has got the ball. No! Thomas has hooked it in. United coming out for the offside. And
And although Hansen was doing the right thing and indeed has been waved on by Pat Partridge, he will now score. Queen lurking just in the semicircle at the edge of the area there. Clement stays on the line, and the header has got in. 2-1 to Manchester United. Jimmy Greenough, the Roy of the Rovers goal.
Manchester United, the club they are, you know, whether people like it or not, the biggest club in the country, should be at the top of the league, or should be near the top. I think that's the determination that the players have got this year.
United stayed in touch with Liverpool throughout the run-in, but on the final week of the season, Liverpool came out at Anfield knowing that victory over Aston Villa would clinch the championship.
Neil, Sammy Lee, free in the centre. Dalglish, Owen Rimmer came, McDermott, Johnson! Oh, what a start! It's going to come to Hurd. There goes Geddes again. Linton. Oh, is there an own goal by Avi Cohen? Is it? It's gone out the far post.
With Liverpool only drawing at half-time, United saw a glimmer of hope as they chased victory at Leeds.
Graham far post. And turned in by Parlane. 15 minutes left for Leeds United to recall their first victory over Manchester United here since season 71-72 when they scored 5. There's Harris, field for handball, and handball has been given. Penalty it is. And so Kevin Hurd with the opportunity to put Leeds United 2 up and Manchester United out of contention for the championship, whatever is happening at Anfield. Bailey can't match that. And Leeds United take a 2-0 lead in the 76th minute.
With the pressure off back at Anfield, Liverpool turned on the style, with Avi Cohen making amends for his first half own goal.
Hung on well there, and here comes Avi Cohen. Oh, I say! At the same end, he's got one back. Dermott. Kennedy with Lee outside him. As soon as wants it played in, there he is. Touched off for David Johnson. Oh! That's the championship. This fantastic bond between the Kop and the Liverpool team, which has existed for many, many years. It was heightened during Bill Shankly's days here, but it's been polished many times since, rather like that trophy. And the championship is with Liverpool yet again.
Liverpool's Terry McDermott was the player of the year.
See it sitting on the top of his dad's television in his house in Kirby, and it was there, and he was proud as punch that he'd won it, but he didn't like any adulation. It was just one of another trophy, and you know, that's the type of player he was.
The battle for the cup is more than a mere football match. It's also a struggle between supporters from two very different parts of London. And if First Division Arsenal, last year's winners, must be favourites to beat Second Division opponents, out in West Ham, they don't see it that way.
We've got voice enough to overpower the cosmopolitan crowd from Arsenal. I'm quite convinced the Cockney boys will do their bit.
West Ham had reached the cup final thanks to a late semi-final winner from Frank Lampard. Whilst Lampard celebrated, one of West Ham's most famous supporters was sticking up for his heroes.
You say a word against Trevor Booker, and I'll put my boot 6 lace holes up your Jackson.
West Ham nearer to the camera, and Arsenal in yellow on the far side. O'Leary for Arsenal. Looking for Stapleton, Sunderland. And West Ham can break here with Brooking. Pearson, who made the earlier move. Devonshire. Oh, Devonshire's round the back. Oh, right across, it's free. Driven in, and is it a goal? It is. Trevor Brooking, and West Ham are in front. Alan Devonshire made it possible. The ball over to the far side of the goal. In they came, trying to make contact, and watch number 10, Brooking. He scored from inside the 6-yard box, and West Ham are in front. Brooking again. Oh, that's beautifully done, Allen. Now, can the 17-year-old take them on? He can. Allen is through. Oh, what a pity. A cynical foul by Willie Young, and fully deserving of the yellow card it got. The 17-year-old might have made a storybook finish there. The holder's grip on the trophy is within seconds of being loosened. That's it! West Ham have won the cup. It's gone to the second division for the 3rd time in 8 seasons. And Arsenal are beaten in the cup final for the 2nd time in 3 years.
It was great to see Trevor scoring a goal because he was one of the game's true gentlemen. I think he was that nice, he should have been born a woman, him.
Billy Bonds lifts the FA Cup for West Ham. And East London delirious.
The country's leading sports writers had been summoned to an out-of-the-way country hotel in Hampshire by Southampton's manager, Laurie McMenemy. Be there, he told me, it's the big one. And it was, one of football's best-kept secrets.
It's the ideal place to come to build up to the 1982 World Cup, which I see as my, if you like, my Everest, really.
Kevin Keegan had spent 2 successful years at Hamburg, winning a league championship and twice voted European Footballer of the Year. As a parting gesture, he guided his German club to a European Cup final against the holders, Nottingham Forest. Unfortunately for Keegan, it was Forest skipper John McGovern who lifted the cup for a 2nd time. There was a glimpse of the decade to come at Wembley, as Keegan's England welcomed world champions Argentina and a precocious 17-year-old called Diego Maradona.
Maradona again. And he's taking them all on! And it's gone wide, but what a marvellous example of this man's ability. Couple. Keegan! Oh, what a strike! Marvellous play.
That's it then. The end of the turbulent 70s and into a new decade all in one show. Now, you don't want to know about the 80s, do you? But that's not quite the end, because next week we look back over the whole glorious decade, with a little help from your friends. I'll see you then.